This is going to be the motor control for our tripod basic skill. This one's simple yet a little challenging. First thing that we like to focus and to give some clarity to is the tripod itself. The heel is one of the tripods. The inside part of the ball, the foot, is the other tripod. The outside part of the ball of the foot. So 3 points of contact when we're on the ground. You actually have 3 arches in the foot in between each of those tripods. We'll be bringing in the big toe to it towards the end, but for the tripod part, that's your points of contact. So if we look at the foot, we'll stand. We want you to feel those tripods. Again, the inside part of the ball of the foot, the outside part of the ball of the foot, and the heel. So let's feel the awareness of where they are. Feet stay on the ground, and we shift our weight forward. Feel that bias towards those 2 points of contact. Feel them underneath your feet in the ground. Rock to the heel. Feel the heel. You still feel it on the ball of the foot, but you feel the bias from front to then back, and front to back. And then we want you to find that middle space between those 2 points. Anchor in. Have a kinesthetic sense and awareness of where that is. Now we're going to rock to the outside part of the tripod, right? And then to the inside part of the tripod. Outside part of the tripod, inside part of the tripod. Now you've felt all 3 tripods. I want you to try to find the middle between the outside and the inside and feel that. Okay, now we're going to take one big circle around, go to the front of the tripod, go to the back of the tripod, go to the outside tripod, go to the inside tripod, and from there, try to find equal pressure through all points, both the left and right foot. That's your neutral tripod. A lot of times, pay attention to when you're just standing. How many times are you just on the outer tripod? You'll find that a lot. When you're walking or moving, how many times are you rolling through the inner part of the tripod? Observe, and when you see where you are, the whole goal for this is to provide those resets, get that neutral position. So that's your neutral tripod. We want to anchor it with one more thing. You want this big toe, you want it to press into the ground. You don't want to curl it. We're not trying to curl it. We're trying to press that down. Now, when you press this big toe, a lot of times you'll start to have a bias towards that inside tripod. Get the tripod set neutral and then just sort of gently but firmly press that down. That anchors the forefoot. So we call this the Big Dipper and the Little Dipper. The Big Dipper, the heel, outside ball of the foot, inside ball of the foot. Heel's pretty easy to stay on the ground. Now your Little Dipper, your little tripod, outside ball of the foot, inside ball of the foot, and the big toe. We want equal pressure through those 3 points of contact. What that looks like is once I feel that neutral tripod, press the toe down. Keep that position. Work on it. That's a little tricky. Now, throughout your day, like we talked about, pay attention, observe where you are, provide those mini resets, get on with your day. You'll find so many different places where you tend to put the weight. Now we're going to add in 2 different exercises that we want you to practice throughout your day. We put our feet together. By putting our feet together, we put them in neutral. We don't want the foot out while we work on the tripod. So bring them in together. We're going to be working on the right foot. I want to feel my tripod, get that neutral position, press the toe. Once I feel like I've got it pretty well neutral, I'm going to release my opposite foot, and that's my new wobble board, right? I'm trying to keep my equal pressure through all tripod, keep your toe pressing down. See how my toes are working a little bit harder than they should. This is something that I'd want to work on, pressing down. So we hold this for maybe about 20, 30 seconds, maybe longer depending on the time that you have. That's your single leg stance. Now, once you've held that, now we want to start to work on a single leg squat. Same concept. We're not looking to squat for depth or for load. This is training your neutral tripod. So notice how I'm going slow, controlled, and I'm not worried about depth. In fact, if I went any further, I would lose that tripod control. So I'm just staying nice, slow, and controlled. This is a tripod exercise, not a single leg squat exercise. The better I get, the more stable this leg is. Now look, I'm being challenged. I'm using my toes a little bit too much. I'm trying to practice this to feel my tripod connection, press my toe. That's your single leg stance. That's your single leg squat. Throughout the day, provide those resets. One little advanced maneuver from here is when we walk, when we run, when we're going to think of our thighs like scissors. So when we're toeing off and our scissors are open, as we come through, and in fact, I'll do it with the opposite so I can show you on the right foot. As this left leg comes through, when the scissors are closed, once they're on top of each other, it's what we call neutral stance phase. That is where the tripod should feel neutral again. So when you're out stepping, it's not quite neutral. As you come through right here, neutral tripod. And as I walk, neutral tripod. So when you go through your day, just think neutral tripod, neutral tripod. Pay attention to what you do. You might be fascinated by how often you're on the outside part of the tripod, how many times you're actually caving in on the tripod, how you feel your toes out. At the end of the day, we want you to use that tripod position to reset your static positions, get better with some of the balance, but then also observe when you're going through your gait, whether you're walking or running, where's that position, where's the pressure going? This skill is a tremendously effective skill to get more out of the exercises that are going to be coming into clinic. It's a prerequisite, as we like to call it. It's also one of the best ounces of prevention pound to cures. By the time you're through and we've released you from care, this is going to be one of the foundational movements that you always come back to, and you'll find your body takes lots of shortcuts that otherwise you didn't know until somebody showed you how to pay attention and to get in front of function before it becomes pain.